Would have to like go like, this is a flavor of autism that I am not familiar with. And trust me, I am familiar in that field myself. Just burn it, burn the house out, start over. Because this was, oh. Welcome back to my absolute favorite series on this channel. As you know, social media casts a very wide net, and there are some, I'm gonna say questionable, but also problematic DIYs and renovations out there that you all send to me. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna review them as we always do, because if I am gonna be traumatized by watching this, so do you. Let's rush right into this and skip the details like I'm sure most of these DIYers did. Oh. Wow. Is this a childhood, like, dream? Oh. So we just had a rainbow thrown everywhere. Okay, well, that was unbelievably overstimulating. The only time that I would say this is working is in an Austin Powers movie and he's saying groovy baby, because this is just next level, and I fear this would send me into psychosis.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
I'm all for making your space feel like you. I can only wonder and imagine what this person actually looks like and how they act. I mean, it's a little bit too childish in my opinion. I get it, we all have childhood trauma, but this is like next level. If you are a fan of multitudes of color and you wanted to make it look like you threw up everywhere, don't. Just don't. That is my easiest piece of advice. But if I were to give any advice on this, I would hone it down to a specific color palette. I do like all the reflective kind of details in this space that kind of like amplify it. But once again, if you are, you know, on some kind of substance and in this room, you know what, I would pay for that, to watch and see someone's experience of being on something in there, because that is going to be like next level wild. I feel like it's going to be a pretty bad trip. I do not foresee this ending very well. I feel like they took every trend of the last 4 or 5 years and just amplified in this space. Let's put the disco ball mushrooms. Let's have the film on the windows that comes through on the rainbow. There's a level of energy that paint gives and color gives in a space. And this is, you need to be okay with being so overstimulated visually to be comfortable in this space. Because if I would walk in, like I said, a level of psychosis and probably an extreme migraine. This is a flavor of autism that I am not familiar with. And trust me, I am familiar in that field myself. Oh no, what is that? That's not tile, is it? Oh no, they're like linoleum stickers. Oh. Oh. What are you doing? Oh, they're not even on the walls properly. Oh, in God's name. Guy, you need to see a chiropractor for your back. But if you are searching for tiles, linoleum tile, real tile, stickers, always make sure that there is a variation in the veining and the pattern. And if there isn't, rotate them so it looks natural. This just looks like a copy and paste of the same thing, repeated, 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 repeated. And to do it all over the walls, around the corners and everything, I am so deeply disturbed. But at the same time, this reminds me of that video that someone sent me last time of the cheetah. No, sorry, not the cheetah, the leopard print on every surface. This is the exact same energy. Bless him for thinking he's doing like something cute and unique, but this is like, I don't think that this can be salvaged. Like, you can't. You've covered every wall, and I certainly hope he's not doing the ceiling and the floor in other videos, because this is jail. Like, Watching this video is making me like visualize that I was just kidnapped and I woke up and this is what the hell that they have locked me in place, because this is, oh, poor guy. Cute cat though.
So at a special request of our clients who loved the mystery basin, we designed this so that the water goes exactly
really
in between
cool
the slat.
feature.
Sprinkle as much water you want, spread it all over. You bend down and you see that thin sheet of glass, which is cleanable.
That's
And
clever.
you can remove the whole glass whenever you want to maintain stuff. Hence you don't see the drain. The duct, so the entire shutter with the light opens up and you see the duct behind. You can service and
Wow,
keep
you
it
know
well.
what? I actually quite like this one. As unique as this sink is, I love that they really thought about the function behind this. Not only is it a really beautiful sculptural moment to have these divides between, they have a serviceable drain underneath that's glass that can be washed, as well as the surface hatch behind the mirror for the plumbing access. Because I know someone's gonna watch this and they're gonna be like, that's so impractical. But look, they actually thought of the design features behind this, because everything you see online, everyone's gotta be a keyboard warrior. But in this instance, not only is this beautifully stunning, Rosa Levento is one of my favorite stones, and if you've been following my renovation, you know that we use it in the bathroom. But this is such a great feature. I think it's really well designed from not only an aesthetic standpoint, but a functional one. My one reservation about this would be where this is being located. The only time I would do a design that's so extravagant like this is in a powder room where people are only washing their hands. This would be not functional in a regular bathroom if you're like getting soap and grime all in there. I do want to give props to whoever is going to be cleaning this though, because you're going to have to like get up all in those cracks. But you know what? If you want a design feature that like stands out and probably cost a small fortune, this is Design Daddy approved. The only way I could see you cleaning this is if you got like a towel and you're like flossing in between. Still cool though. Design this countertop should be arrested. Oh no. Did they seal that all in resin? At first glance, I didn't realize those were actually rocks. It looks like some kind of food and rice that the entire countertop. Oh. I appreciate them trying to have, you know, an artistic moment, but having this and then just sealing it all in resin, that's not a pretty countertop. Like, what goes with that? And what was your thought process to think that was actually going to look good? Someone in the comments said rice and roaches, and I don't think I can see anything else. It also kind of looks like a mushroom risotto. I don't want to see food on my countertop while I'm cooking or cleaning. Like, if it is sealed in resin, that's going to yellow over time, because I'm going to take a wild guess on this and say that they had a really low budget for this if they did it like this, which means the resin I'm sure they chose was a poor quality, which means it's going to yellow over time. So that's just going to really add to the charm of like butter-soaked rice and cockroaches. Oh, it's gonna look crispy and not in a good way. Oh, I think the only way that you could save this is just throw it out. Sorry. If you don't have the budget to throw it out, paint over it. For the love of God, I don't think there's any other way that you could fix this without getting rid of it. Just burn it, burn the house out, start over. Because this was, I would love to interview the person who did this. And if this house ever goes to market, could you imagine the people going through, oh my God, what a beautiful kitchen. Wait, what is that?
What was that?
That's a lot of rebarb for... Okay, I'm all for... Oh, this is getting dark real fast. I'm all for plaster art, but this is like... This looks like it's in an apartment building. Okay, they're smoothing it out. Oh, that was a choice.
No.
I mean, if you're going for like a DIY Grand Canyon, or the Grand Canyon that came from Wish, this is what you get. Cue the meme. I want to go to the Grand Canyon. We have the Grand Canyon at home. Literally. If this is like maybe a boutique hotel with like a theme on it and this is what they were going for, I could see this working. But I can see at the beginning of this video, they're looking out windows and they're in an apartment building. This is a commitment to do all of this welding and rebar behind this. This better be done well because one, I'm sure it's not waterproof at that point if they just painted over it. But if you're like vacuuming and you maybe like poke a hole in the side, or if someone gets angry and punches the wall, oh, that's gonna be a deadly combination, people. Like, I'm gonna give them a point for being, you know, on brand in terms of like going straight to the theme. But my God, I don't think this would be done in any other setting inside of an apartment building that would be, first of all, legal to begin with. But if this is how they're welding the background of it, I can only imagine how functional the design comes from this. Yeah, like this literally looks like you're in a cave, which if you want that vibe, by all means, but like in a small apartment or a bathroom in this setting, you want it to feel like you have more space. This just like is very constricting. Uh-oh, an accent wall. Oh! You know what? I am pleasantly surprised with this one. You all know how much I detest an accent wall. I didn't trust the process at the beginning of this, but I actually really like the detail that they put on the ceiling here. The lime wash gives that nice kind of like soft finish, and then the ceiling, instead of leaving it white or doing a full kind of color drench in the lime wash, they put this geometric panel on it and painted it black, which helps kind of lower the ceiling visually to give you that really beautiful, almost like intimate setting. And another great feature about this is because the ceiling is painted black, it absorbs the light instead of reflecting it. So it makes the lime wash come off a little bit moodier, which I absolutely love. I gotta give this like a 9 out of 10. I think she did a fantastic job as a DIY to make something really come to life in terms of like having a vision for it and executing it. Because when I saw that panel and accent wall, I was like, oh, don't put it over the lime wash, please. And this, Design Daddy stamp of approval. I love, like I say love doing these videos because it is so interesting to see what is good and what's out there in terms of people thinking they can DIY it themselves. There are some things that are better left to a professional, i.e. me. So please give me a call if you think about doing one of these first. If you've enjoyed this series as much as I do, you can click the link here and it will take you to the playlist of all of these videos because this is like endless. And I know how much you love these reviews, so you gotta watch the other ones because they're tragic, truly tragic. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok for all my daily tips and tricks. And if you're ever second guessing yourself, just ask, what would Design Daddy do? Stop destroying it yourself. That is what DIY is.